If 2430, you must see this. Listen up. If you're in your 20th or 30th and still waiting for life to hand you something, you're already losing. This isn't a warm, feel-good speech. I'm not here to pat you on the back and tell you everything's going to be fine, because it won't be. Not unless you step up and take control. Too many people waste their youth scrolling, partying, and making excuses. They say they want success, but they don't want the pain that comes with it. They quit when things get hard. They take the easy way out. And then they wonder why they're stuck in the same miserable cycle year after year. Let me make it clear. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not some miracle opportunity. The only person who can change your life is staring at you in the mirror. You want more? You got to take it. But here's the problem. Most of you aren't even playing at 50% of your potential. You think you're grinding? You're not. You think you're working hard? You're barely scratching the surface. When you feel tired, when you feel like quitting, that's when the real work begins. And guess what? You're going to fail. A lot. But failure isn't your enemy. Comfort is. The moment you stop chasing discomfort is the moment you stop growing. Growth comes from suffering. Growth comes from pushing past the pain, past the doubts, past the limits you thought were real, but were actually just weak thoughts in your head. And let's talk about your circle. Who the hell are you surrounding yourself with? If the people around you aren't pushing you to be better, they're dragging you down. If your friends aren't talking about growth, discipline, and winning, you're in the wrong room. But at the end of the day, here's the real truth. Your time is running out. You think you have time? You don't. Every second you waste is a second you never get back. And one day you're going to look back and ask yourself, why the hell didn't I go harder? So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep living in excuses? Or are you going to get up and get after it? Because life isn't going to wait for you. The clock is ticking. It's time to move. No one is coming to save you. Let me say this loud and clear. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not society, not some motivational video, and sure as hell not luck. You are sitting there waiting for some magical moment where everything just clicks, where someone shows up and hands you the life you've been dreaming of. Guess what? It's not happening. You think success is some fairy tale, some overnight story where you just figure it out one day, wake up? Life doesn't give a damn about your dreams, your potential, or how much you deserve success. It only gives a damn about one thing: who puts in the work. Most people walk around like life owes them something. They blame their parents, their past, their circumstances. Oh, I wasn't born rich. I didn't have the right opportunities. No one ever supported me. Shut that weak mindset down. Plenty of people have had it worse than you and they still made it. You don't have an excuse. You have a decision. Stay weak or get strong. No one's going to drag you out of bed in the morning and force you to put in the hours. No one's going to call you up and say, hey, today's the day you finally stop being average. That's on you. You either get up and put in the work or you stay exactly where you are, watching your potential rot away. And here's the truth. Most people never get this. They sit around waiting for the right time. Let me break it to you. There is no right time. There is no perfect moment. The only time is now. The only shot you have is the one you take today. Every damn second you waste waiting for someone to push you is a second you never get back. You either take control of your life or life takes control of you. What's it going to be? Your excuses are lies. Let's get one thing straight. Every excuse you've ever made is a lie. A lie you tell yourself to stay weak. A lie you use to justify quitting. A lie that keeps you stuck in the same pathetic cycle day after day, year after year. And guess what? You believe it. You wake up and say, I'm too tired. Lie ye. You weren't too tired to binge watch Netflix last night. You weren't too tired to scroll on your phone for hours. You weren't too tired to waste time on meaningless BS. What you really mean is, I'm too soft to push through. You say, I don't have time. Lie. You have time for what you make a priority. You have time to complain, time to doubt yourself, time to scroll through social media looking at people who actually put in the work. If you don't have time, make time. Cut the distractions. Wake up earlier. Stay up later. Do what it takes. You say, I'm not lucky. L-I-E. Luck has nothing to do with it. Hard work puts you in position. Discipline keeps you in the game. And you're not behind because of bad luck. You're behind because you don't want it bad enough. The people who succeed, they weren't handed anything. They took it. You say, I'm not built for this. L-I-E. Nobody is born strong. Nobody is born disciplined. Nobody starts out great. The difference between the people who make it and the people who don't, they refuse to listen to their own BS. They refuse to accept the weak thoughts in their head. They push through when every part of them wants to quit. Your excuses are the chains keeping you trapped. And the only way to break free, face them head on. Every time you hear that weak voice whispering, I can't, you shut it down and say, watch me. Because the truth is, there are only two types of people. Those who find a way and those who find an excuse. Which one are you? 2/2. Discomfort is your growth zone. Let me break it to you. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. You're not evolving. You're not getting stronger. You're just existing, wasting time, floating through life like everyone else who settles for average. And that's the truth. Most people choose comfort over growth. They take the easy path because it's safe, because it doesn't hurt, because it doesn't demand anything from them. But here's the reality. Discomfort is where the real you is built. You don't get tougher when things are easy. You don't level up when everything is smooth. You grow when it sucks. You grow when your mind is screaming at you to quit, but you keep going anyway. You think winners got there by staying comfortable? Hell no. They put themselves in pain daily. They wake up earlier than they want to. They push their bodies past exhaustion. They keep going when every fiber in their being wants to stop. Because they understand one thing. The more you suffer now, the more unstoppable you become later. Most people run from discomfort. You feel tired, you quit. You feel pain, you stop. You feel doubt, you back off. And then you wonder why you're stuck in the same place year after year. It's because every time life pushes you, you fold. You have to train yourself to seek out discomfort. Make it your home. Get addicted to the feeling of pushing past your limits, because that's where growth lives. The more you force yourself into hard situations, the more your mind adapts. The pain that used to break you, it becomes normal. The struggles that used to stop you, they become fuel. You can either stay comfortable and stay the same, or you can embrace the pain and transform into something greater. Which one is it going to be? Outwork everyone. Let's get something straight. There is no substitute for hard work. No shortcut, no hack, no magic formula. You either outwork everyone around you or you get left behind, period. Most people say they want success. They say they want to be great. But when it's time to actually put in the work, they disappear. They clock out early. They take days off. They look for the easiest way through. And that's why they never make it, because they don't have the guts to grind when no one's watching. You think you're working hard? You're not. You're working at the level that feels reasonable, the level that doesn't demand too much sacrifice. But real work, the kind that separates the best from everybody else, it's unreasonable. It's waking up earlier than everyone. It's staying later. It's putting in extra reps when your body's screaming to stop. It's studying longer, running farther, lifting heavier, pushing through exhaustion when your mind begs you to quit. It's showing up every damn day and giving more than the day before. Most people operate at 40% of their potential. 40. That means when you think you're done, you're really not even halfway there. That's the point where you need to lock in and push harder, because that's where everyone else stops. You have two choices: be like everybody else or leave them in the dust. The ones who make it, they don't care if it's hard. They don't care if it hurts. They don't care if they feel tired, sore, or broken. They show up and outwork everybody in the room.
Because when the dust settles, the scoreboard doesn't care about excuses. It only cares about who put in the work. So ask yourself, are you really giving it everything you've got? Or are you just pretending? Mental toughness is built, not given. Nobody is born mentally tough. Nobody. You don't come out of the womb with discipline, resilience, or the ability to push through pain. You build that. And you build it the hard way through suffering, through struggle, through putting yourself in situations where most people break and choosing not to. Most people think toughness is some natural gift, that some people just have it while others don't. That's a damn lie. You don't have it because you never put yourself in a position to develop it. Every time things got uncomfortable, you quit. Every time life hit you in the mouth, you back down. Every time you had the chance to push harder, you chose the easy way instead. And now you wonder why you're not built for the storm? You want mental toughness? Earn it. It doesn't come from talking about it. It doesn't come from reading self-help books. It comes from doing the things that make you want to quit over and over again until quitting is no longer an option. Mental toughness is built in the moments where your mind tells you to stop. When your legs are burning, your lungs are on fire, and you hear that weak voice whisper, "You can't do this." That's the moment. That's the test. And most people fail because they listen to that voice. You ignore it. You override it. You prove it wrong by pushing forward anyway. And here's the thing. Toughness doesn't stay with you unless you keep training it. The second you get comfortable, the second you start making excuses, it fades. That's why the best never stop. They keep putting themselves in situations that demand more, that test them, that force them to level up, because they know if they don't, they'll become like everybody else, weak, soft, average. So next time you feel like quitting, remind yourself, this is how you build the mind of a savage. One painful, relentless rep at a time. Are you willing to do what it takes? Your circle is holding you back. Look around. Who the hell are you surrounding yourself with? Because let me tell you something. Your circle is either pushing you forward or dragging you straight to mediocrity. There's no in between. Most people spend their lives surrounded by excuse makers, time wasters, and energy drainers. People who have no ambition, no drive, no hunger. And guess what? That shit is contagious. You hang around lazy people, you start making excuses. You hang around complainers, you start believing life is unfair. You hang around weak minds, and soon enough, your mind gets weak too. If you're the hardest worker in your group, you're in the wrong damn group. If the people around you aren't making you uncomfortable with their drive, with their discipline, with their obsession to be great, then you're just babysitting losers. And it's holding you back. You need people who challenge you, people who make you feel like you're not doing enough, People who wake up at 4 a.m., put in the work, and force you to step your game up. If your circle doesn't do that, you don't have a circle. You have a cage. And don't get it twisted, cutting people off isn't mean, it's necessary. If someone isn't adding to your mission, they're subtracting from it. That friend who always wants to party, dead weight. That family member who tells you to take it easy, cut the cord. That person who laughs at your big goals, get rid of them. At the end of the day, your environment is shaping you, whether you realize it or not. So the question is, are you surrounded by killers or are you surrounded by clowns? One life, no replays. You get one shot at this. One. There are no replays, no do-overs, no, I'll try again in the next life. This is it. And most people, they waste it. They waste it on excuses, on fear, on waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. They wake up every day acting like they have unlimited time, like tomorrow is guaranteed. It's not. You don't know how much time you've got left. Could be 50 years, could be 50 seconds. And if that doesn't light a fire under your ass, then you're sleepwalking through life. Do you ever stop and think about that? One day, you're going to die, your heart will stop, your breath will leave your lungs, and in that moment, you're either going to be at peace knowing you left it all on the table, or you're going to feel a regret so deep it eats you alive. Regret for the chances you didn't take, the work you didn't put in, the person you could have been, but never became.
Listen, you got one shot at this life. No second chances, no rewinds. No one is coming to save you. No one's going to do the work for you. The only person who can change your life is staring at you in the mirror. And that person needs to wake the hell up. Your excuses, your lies, your comfort zone, it's a prison. Your so-called friends who keep you distracted and weak, the time you keep wasting thinking you have all the time in the world, it's running out. You don't need motivation. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect moment. You need to move right now, because every second you sit around waiting is a second you never get back. And when it's all said and done, when your clock runs out, you don't get to go back and fix the years you wasted. So ask yourself, are you going to stay the same, or are you going to become the savage you were meant to be? Because in the end, life doesn't care about what you almost did. It only remembers what you actually did. No more talking, no more waiting, no more bullshit